All right, great Friday morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. It's Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. In with the 15 minutes of mastery that we do to get you some information, inspiration, motivation so that you can go out and attack your day. Hope you're doing fantastic on this Friday. Man, half of February is already gone. That is crazy. The year is we're almost a quarter into the year. So, how are you with regards to your goals? Are you on track? You still on track and hitting what you anticipated, or are you falling a little behind, or maybe you're ahead? Whatever it may be, man. Would love to hear about it and drop it in the comments as you go along. For those of you that are checking us out for the first time, share this, put it out along all your social media. What we do is we come in and share information that's going to help you go out and operate at a whole different level, right? And we'd like to give as much free information as we can. And today, look, we're going to talk about how to get through on all these call screens. I've been getting a whole bunch of people reaching out, asking about, what can they do? Now when they're making phone calls, you gotta leave a name and reason for calling, or it's going straight to voicemail. If that's you've been struggling with that. We're going to get into that today because, as Deepak Chopra writes, instead of thinking outside the box, just get rid of the damn box, right? Why are you keeping yourself in a box? Why do you got to keep yourself thinking that it's got to be the same way all the time, right? Because if you really stop to think about it, when you run into some issues, when you have some setbacks, and we all have them, right? You gotta absorb it. And sometimes it sucks, right? Believe me, it's been that way for myself as well. You got to absorb it. You got to do some thinking on it, and then you got to figure the thing out. And so today I want to bring you what it is that we have figured out on this thing, with the help of a great friend of ours. You guys have heard me talk about David Finney with Build Media for a long time. He's actually going to be with us in a couple weeks, a week and a half, out in Phoenix. We're going to be in Phoenix for our MH Sales Mastery Live. And so David is going to be out there with us. He's going to be talking to the group that's going to be out there, man. And he did a great job in Dallas in October. But listen, we want to talk about that. What's going on? You call, you're leaving you got to leave your name, and you got to leave a reason for calling, or if it's an Apple phone and you're not programmed on it, you're going straight to voicemail. How the heck do we get through? Well, just got to think about this for a minute, right? We already know that being able to reach people right now takes a whole lot more touches. Man, the average I think right now is like 20 touches. 20 touches to be able to really make contact with somebody that is going to answer you, and that you can have a halfway decent conversation with them, right? To see about helping them out. And now, one of those touches is an initial message. What do I mean by that? Okay, well, some of you get your leads through maybe Facebook Marketplace, or maybe you're getting them on TikTok, maybe you're getting them somewhere online, right? Where you don't have their phone number immediately, but then they decide to share it with you, right? And you're going to reach out to them, or maybe you have a lead form. I know a couple of people like Jesselyn. She's got a lead form that she uses on TikTok, and so people send you their information. They want you to reach out to them, and then what happens, man? You call them and they don't answer you. What the heck, right? What's up, Joe? Joe Ceballos, Mary Glock, Lorena. What's going on, Lorena and Joe out there, man? So check it out. Listen, what happens right now is this. Dave, I was talking to Dave Finney about that, and he said, here is a little workaround on that. What you got to do is you got to grab this little thing called a smartphone. You got to grab your phone, and you want to text them ahead of time. When they give you the number, you want to text them. You want to let them know in that message, right? You want to let them know in that message that, hey, I'm about to call. I'm going to text you so that you have my number programmed. And then when I call you, you can answer. Or you send them a little video message. But you've got to warm up that call before reaching out, so that you can get through, so that hopefully they know already, okay, hey, you're calling me from this 210 number, or this 420, or whatever it is, right? Whatever area code it is. And that way now you're able to break through, you're able to have that conversation, and they know who you are, and they can now answer you. But what happens then? What happens once you get through? How is that working out for you right now? What is your close rate on setting appointments that actually show up? What is your show rate? I'd be interested to hear percentages from you guys that are on here as far as how many people are showing up from the ones that schedule appointments with you, or how many are scheduling appointments, and how many are kind of backing away. We know right now it's tax time, right? And things start getting a little juicy, a little warm, a little more fun, but it's still a little bit harder to get through. It's still a little bit harder to convince some of these folks, depending on where you're at, depending on what part of the country, depending on, are you in the community, are you in retail? All of these things matter, right? But what are the percentages? Do you know the percentages? Because without that kind of number, without that kind of information, you can't track whether or not you're improving or you're going backwards, right? You're only going, 3 have committed but never showed up. Jose Gonzalez, man, Jose, brother, I thought you were going to be up here this week, but anyway, we can definitely talk about that. I'm sure it has a lot to do with what's going on the phones, man. And it comes down to, what are we saying? How are we saying it? How intentional are we being? Are we really establishing a connection? Are we making that buyer feel like you've got something other than a house that is going to help them out, right? And so when you can track these things, now you're able to see whether or not it's something that you're improving or you're going backwards. And believe me, you want to know this. You want to know this. Sometimes you can feel it. A lot of times you can feel it, like, oh, I've had that uneasy feeling that my business is slowing down. I had that uneasy feeling. I'm dropping deals on my pipeline and I'm not getting customers in. So what's going to change? Well, look, it's not that deep, as my kids would say, right? It's not that deep, bro. But it is, right? Because it's money. So I'm gonna share something with you guys. What's happening to you today is simply because of what you have been doing over the last couple of weeks, maybe even the last couple of months. You see, we all know this. I'm sure that Lorena's been in this for a while, right? And she's probably figured this out now. What you did 3 months ago is what's paying you right now. However you were on the phones these last couple of weeks with your marketing and your phone calls, that's what's paying you, or that's what's leading to appointments right now. Congratulations on the 2 closed deals, Jose. That's all that matters, man. Results are all that matters, right, brother? Because that's where the payday comes from. But let's get back to what we were talking about. What were you doing 2 weeks ago? How on point was your marketing? How on point were your phone calls? How consistent were you with the phone calls? How consistent were you with your marketing? How consistent were you with the follow-up? Those things are what lead to either a great week, a great month, or one that's going to leave you just really struggling and stressed out. So here's the thing, what I was getting at. You guys want to, the change, the fix, the solution is not that difficult. It's something that goes on in here, man. We lose sight, we lose focus, we just can't get our stuff together, and we fall off the wagon. That's happened to me, right? And usually what it comes down to is you're just not putting yourself in a great situation. You're not surrounding yourself with the people that are going to help you push forward. You're not surrounding yourself. You're not investing yourself and your time into audiences that are going to help you push forward. Mary's part of our mastermind group, and I know she got some information that helped her out over the last couple of weeks, right? But I'm not even talking about our mastermind group. I'm just talking about, who are you surrounding yourself with? What is it like at your office? What is it like at your home? What's the focus like? Because typically when we start falling off, when numbers start dragging, when we feel kind of uneasy, it's because, man, we may not be surrounded with those people that are pushing us forward. And there's a great clip. If you guys ever run across it, I'm gonna try and find it. I'll find it and I'll share it with everybody. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go find it right now. How about that? I'm gonna play this for you. It's from Nick Saban, right? And he's talking about high performers and how high performers, or what do you say? He calls it. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to find it for you. Low achievers. Here we go. Check this out. All right. I'm going to put it on here, and that will hear this thing. But who we surround ourselves with matters. It really does. And so I want you guys to check this out. All right. Here we go. Let's see. It's on the screen. I got to skip that ad. Sorry. I'm not using my normal YouTube, so I apologize. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Check this out.
Communicate with other people, to be able to communicate with other people, and you have to work with other people. And you can never have any team chemistry for this reason. Mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people. So if everybody...
Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Mediocre people do not like high achievers. Why? Because they know you're pushing them. Because they know you're making them look bad. Because they feel that pressure. And at the same time, high achievers. Hey, Jesselyn, what's up? High achievers do not like mediocre people. Because you're up here, man, you're trying to get things done, you're moving and you're grooving. And then when you have people around you that just kind of, it just brings you down. So who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are you putting in the stable with you, right? How can I soar with the Eagles when I'm surrounded by a bunch of turkeys? That's how the one quote goes, right? So we got to make sure that we've got those things done. So with that in mind, guys, make sure that this weekend, that this Friday, that throughout the rest of 2026, that you are surrounded by those people that are going to push you forward, that you are surrounded by those people that are going to make you better, that you are putting yourself in the room with people that are going to push you, and it's going to be uncomfortable. But believe me, if you can fight through that, if you can push through that, you're going to come out on top of that even better. So go out and do it. And the best way you can do it is by joining us. You got to join us, man. If you can do it sometime this year, is you want to join us out at MH Sales Mastery Live. I told you we're going to be out in Phoenix in a week and a half. We're doing our thing over there. We'll be in Chicago in May. We'll be in Orlando in July. And then we're going to be in Dallas in October. All right. So we want you guys to be with us. Go to our website, mhsalesmastery.com. You can go up on that events tab up there and you can get information. You can get your tickets. We even got a little payment plan for you right there if you want to. All right. But if you want to go to Phoenix, we do have a special right now where we're getting an extra 15% off. Go to the website, get those tickets. I think we only have like 5 or 6 left. We got Matt Nino with Capco Industries is going to be speaking. Thomas Dixon with Dynamic Home Repair. Thomas Dunn, MHIA. David Finney with Build Media. Duncan Metz with the Mobile Home Guys. I got Mindy Parrish with Parrish Consulting. And possibly one more that we're working on right now. Look, we're bringing this so that you can take your life, your business, your career to a whole new level. We're bringing energy. We're making it a rock party in the manufactured home sales world so that everybody in Salesforce can go out and have a great time and learn from some great people. All right. We had Joe Kesterson last year in October out in Dallas. We had some other great speakers. We're just bringing you powerhouse people so that you can learn from them. And we hope that you guys can be there. But surround yourself with everybody. Go out there, kick some butt this weekend. Do some great things because the world needs you to. Y'all have a great one, man. We'll be talking soon. Lorena, I look forward to it, man. I look forward to having you guys out there with us, hopefully in Orlando or anywhere. All right. Y'all be safe. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And as always, can't wait to meet you.